Hello, got Iris. Hi, my friend. 你去接孩子吧。几点？现在就可以去，他4:0几就出来，先接张安胜。你走着去就行。嗨，那你去就晚了，你吃啊。I'm making hat。那个摇头娃娃怎么说？This give me a picture, photo, customer Bobo。摇头娃是 Bobo 吗？Thank you. Give me a photo, I customer Bobo。Thank you. Thank you, thank you. 但是过了他那个学校门口往前走厕所那个地儿，4班位置，6班位置说错了。你别评论，你光点赞就行，你凭啥？你为什么？
搞得我都快没邮箱账号了，现在不敢乱评，至少得等20多天以后再说。
喂，你起吧，你不用去，我妈去。你不用去。
下次走一小圈去。
Every time he wanted to come into the garden, he would bark until someone opened the gate. As the neighbors complained of the noise, last week I went to the theatre. I had a very good seat. The play was very interesting. I did not enjoy it. A young man and a young woman were sitting behind me. They were talking loudly. I got very angry. I could not hear the actors. I turned round. I looked at the man and the woman angrily. They did not pay any attention. In the end, I could not bear it. I turned round again. I can't hear a word, I said angrily. It's none of your business, the young man said rudely. This is a private conversation. It was Sunday. I never get up early on Sundays. I sometimes stay in bed until lunchtime. Last Sunday, I got up very late. I looked out of the window. It was dark outside. What a day, I thought. It's raining again. Just then, the telephone rang. It was my Aunt Lucy. I've just arrived by train, she said. I'm coming to see you. But I'm still having breakfast, I said. What are you doing? She asked. I'm having breakfast, I repeated. Dear me, she said. Do you always get up so late? It's 1 o'clock. Postcards always spoil my holidays. Last summer, I went to Italy. I visited museums and sat in public gardens. A friendly waiter taught me a few Italian. Then he lent me a book. I read a few lines, but I did not understand a word. Every day I thought about postcards. My holidays passed quickly, but I did not send cards to my friends. On the last day, I made a big decision. I got up early and bought 37 cards. I spent the whole day in my room, but I did not write a single card. I have just received a letter from my brother, Tim. He lives in Australia. He has been there for 6 months. Tim is an engineer. He's working for a big firm, and he has already visited a great number of different places in Australia. He has just bought an Australian car and has gone to Alice Springs, a small town in the centre of Australia. He will soon visit Darwin. From there, he will fly to Perth. My brother has never been abroad before, so he is finding this trip very exciting. Mr. James Scott has a garage in Silbury. And now he has just bought another garage in Pinhurst. Pinhurst is only 5 miles from Silbury, but Mr. Scott cannot get a telephone for his new garage. So he has just bought 12 pigeons. Yesterday, a pigeon carried the first message from Pinhurst to Silbury. The bird covered the distance in 3 minutes. Up to now, Mr. Scott has sent a great many requests for spare parts and other urgent messages from one garage to the other. In this way, he has begun his own private telephone service. I have just moved to a house in Bridge Street. Yesterday, a beggar knocked at my door. He asked me for a meal and a glass of beer. In return for this, the beggar stood on his head and sang songs. I gave him a meal. He ate the food and drank the beer. Then he put a piece of cheese in his pocket and went away. Later, a neighbour told me about him. Everybody knows him. His name is Percy Buttons. He calls at every house in the street once a month and always asks for a meal and a glass of beer. The plane was late and detectives were waiting at the airport all morning. They were expecting a valuable parcel of diamonds from South Africa. A few hours earlier, someone had told the police that thieves would try to steal the diamonds. When the plane arrived, some of the detectives were waiting inside the main building, while others were waiting on the airfield. 2 men took the parcel off the plane and carried it into the customs house. While 2 detectives were keeping guard at the door, 2 others opened the parcel. To their surprise, the precious parcel was full of stones and sand. Joe Sanders has the most beautiful garden in our town. Nearly everybody enters for the nicest garden competition each year, but Joe wins every time. Bill Frith's garden is larger than Joe's. Bill works harder than Joe and grows more flowers and vegetables. But Joe's garden is more interesting. He has made neat paths and has built a wooden bridge over a pool. I like gardens too, but I do not like hard work. Every year, I enter for the garden competition too, and I always win a little prize for the worst garden in the town. On Wednesday evening, the last day of the year, a large crowd of people had gathered under the town hall clock. It would strike 12 in 20 minutes' time. 15 minutes passed, and then, at 5 to 12, the clock stopped. The big minute hand did not move. We waited and waited, but nothing happened. Suddenly, someone shouted, "It's 2 minutes past 12! The clock has stopped!" I looked at my watch. It was true. The big clock refused to welcome the new year. At that moment, everybody began to laugh and sing. We have an old musical instrument. It is called a clavichord. It was made in Germany in 1681. Our clavichord is kept in the living room. It has belonged to our family for a long time. The instrument was bought by my grandfather many years ago. Recently, it was damaged by a visitor. She tried to play jazz on it. She struck the keys too hard, and 2 of the strings were broken. My father was shocked. Now we are not allowed to touch it. It is being repaired by a friend of my father's. I was having dinner at a restaurant when Tony Steele came in. Tony worked in a lawyer's office years ago, but he is now working at a bank. He gets a good salary, but he always borrows money from his friends and never pays it back. Tony saw me and came and sat at the same table. He has never borrowed money from me. While he was eating, I asked him to lend me £20. To my surprise, he gave me the money immediately. "I have never borrowed any money from you," Tony said. "So now you can pay for my dinner." Our neighbour, Captain Charles Allison, will sail from Portsmouth tomorrow. We'll meet him at the harbour early in the morning. He will be in his small boat, Topsail. Topsail is a famous little boat. It has sailed across the Atlantic many times. Captain Allison will set out at 8 o'clock, so we'll have plenty of time. We'll see his boat, and then we'll say goodbye to him. He will be away for 2 months. We are very proud of him. He will take part in an important race across the Atlantic. The Greenwood Boys are a group of pop singers. At present, they are visiting all parts of the country. They will be arriving here tomorrow. They will be coming by train, and most of the young people in the town will be meeting them at the station. Tomorrow evening, they will be singing at the Workers' Club. The Greenwood Boys will be staying for 5 days. During this time, they will give 5 performances. As usual, the police will have a difficult time. They will be trying to keep order. It is always the same on these occasions. I had an amusing experience last year. After I had left a small village in the south of France, I drove on to the next town. On the way, a young man waved to me. I stopped and he asked me for a lift. As soon as he had gone, someone opened the gate. As the neighbours complained of the noise, my husband spent weeks training him to press his paw on the latch to let himself in. Rex soon became an expert at opening the gate. However, when I was going out shopping last week, I noticed him in the garden near the gate. This time, he was barking so that someone would let him out. Since then, he has developed another bad habit. As soon as he opens the gate from outside, he comes into the garden and waits until the gate shuts. Then he sits and barks until someone lets him out. After this, he immediately lets himself in and begins barking again. Yesterday, my husband removed the gate, and Rex got so annoyed, we have not seen him since. Our dog Rex used to sit outside our front gate and bark. Every time he wanted to come into the garden, he would bark until someone opened the gate. As the neighbors complained of the noise, my husband spent weeks training him to press his paw on the latch to let himself in. Rex soon became an expert at opening the gate. However, when I was going out shopping last week, I noticed him in the garden near the gate. This time, he was barking so that someone would let him out. Since then, he has developed another bad habit. As soon as he opens the gate from outside, he comes into the garden and waits until the gate shuts. Then he sits and barks until someone lets him out. After this, he immediately lets himself in and begins barking again. Yesterday, my husband removed the gate, and Rex got so annoyed, we have not seen him since. Our dog Rex used to sit outside our front gate and bark. Every time he wanted to come into the garden, he would bark until someone opened the gate. As the neighbors complained of the noise, my husband spent weeks training him to press his paw on the latch to let himself in. Rex soon became an expert at opening the gate. However, When I was going out shopping last week, I noticed him in the garden near the gate. This time, he was barking so that someone would let him out. Since then, he has developed another bad habit. As soon as he opens the gate from outside, he comes into the garden and waits until the gate shuts. Then he sits and barks until someone lets him out. After this, he immediately lets himself in and begins barking again. Yesterday, my husband removed the gate, and Rex got so annoyed, we have not seen him since.
Thank you, friend. Thank you. Stream. Hi, hello. Is anyone else watching this living stream? Yes, yes. Harry, I see anyone else. Another one. Yes. Thank you, thank you. I make a small paper baby. Thank you.你等一下，等一下，这时候回来，你把衣服拿上，然后去上跆拳道。今天有，你把衣服拿上。跆拳道衣服在沙发上。
没赶过去上啊。
今天中午要还上啊。昨天关馆呢。
那你没回来呀？
一会儿就到楼下。
你咋知道
？4点10分放学。 走呀！
啊？
你先下去，在楼下走，等着他来啊，就走10分钟。这不他衣服，你现在就下去，不影响你下去走。你到那给他喝水杯，灌点水啊，半杯热，半杯凉。
那谁的？
法院。
不是和